Welcome to Team Call, folks. I made a quick little slideshow, and I'm actually really excited. Some of you have been to events before that are on, so don't mind if we ask you to chime in and share.
And you guys, one of the reasons why we wanted to talk about this tonight is because, well, I know Rachel's not on right now, but Rachel and I, when we were in the Dominican, we were sitting there and she had said, I don't think people really understand like how doable it is to get to a lot of these things. She's like, I never really like thought it. I thought it was just like out of my reach. And she's like, I can't believe that I'm here. And then funny enough, she had said when she got the invite for Mexico, and she goes, I asked Kevin, and she's like, he was in a wicked cranky mood, and he's like, don't ask me about it, blah blah blah. I can't think about that far in advance, and so she declined. And so when they were there, it was their first time like ever going on a Success Club trip. And after we were like having drinks in the swim up bar, and I'm like, dude, you declined. So how much are you kicking yourself now? And he's like, all I know is that she needs to put her name back in, and we need to get like doing the work to be able to get that invite again, which is totally doable. Oh my God, my daughter just like fell. I just heard this boom. And she was like, I just didn't think that I could like have this opportunity. And I am so like mind boggled. And to hear Ray talk about this, of course, she's going to be like, so like you guys, and like peace, love, and harmony. And just gonna be like, you guys, like totally amazing. So not even gonna do it justice, but I was saying, I really want the team to watching everyone that was there and like all these teams lined up together and going to dinners together, going bowling together, like dancing together, like doing all this fun stuff, and a lot of them with their families. I'm like, this would be so much fun. And this is just one event, just one, so much fun to be able to do with our team, because our team is such an awesome group of women. But I feel like a lot of people don't feel like it's in their reach, or they feel as though it's so hard to be able to do. And in actuality, I think every single person on this team could do it, but there's just some basic things people need to do. You don't have to shoot for like gold here, but doing some basic things each month would really allow everyone to get this opportunity if it's something you want to do. Now, if it's not something you want to do, that doesn't matter, but my thought is a lot of people would love to be able to do this with their husband alone or with their kids and have this awesome opportunity. So that, on top of some of the requirements and stuff that are going to be coming on Up Knowing Summit's coming, we wanted to give people a really big like heads up on like what to do like now, like in April, to be able to give everyone those chances for whatever they're pushing for or kind of working towards.
Yeah, and I just want to say too, if you like don't know much about trips or things you can earn, that's fine. I know when I started coaching, I had no idea we could earn trips. I just personally had a goal to grow an income so I could be home with my baby. And naturally, because I pushed so hard for business growth and business goals, I started to earn all of these things and was like, wait, is this for real? Like, my first trip was to Cancun, Mexico, and I was just like mind blown that a company would take us somewhere like that and spoil us at these all-inclusive resorts. And, you get to meet everyone that you see on the internet in person. And it's just, it's incredible because a lot of, I would say all of these trips, I probably never would go do on my own or pay for out of pocket. So if, like, talk to your spouse about this too. I think it's really helpful. Like Kelly was saying, when you bring your family in on this and it's something they also get to look forward to. Like, is traveling something you would like to do more of with your family? Be able to take your spouse or your kids cool places. Because a couple years ago we had a cruise and we all brought our kids on that. It was just like such an amazing trip. My son still talks about it like 3 years later. But also we have, Summit is completely life-changing. And one thing I didn't add on these slides was our quarterly Super Saturdays, which is like on a super small scale compared to Summit, but it is a really good way to immerse yourself in the community and that hands-on business training and just meet other coaches. Um, and I feel like immersing yourself in the coaching community is really important because then you get to know people, you get to meet other people, see what's driving them, share business practices, you become friends on socials. Like it kind of keeps, it helps you keep that momentum and that excitement going by showing up to these events. So, like Kelly said, we just, we kind of both said to each other like last week, we need to talk more about these things because they are totally possible for any coach that decides they want to get to these things or earn these things. And this way, if you have questions on, something you think you'd like to reach, then we can answer them for you. So first and foremost, Coach Summit. Super excited. We haven't had this in person the last couple years, and virtual does just not do it justice. It's amazing, but it's definitely not the same. Summit is, if you've never been, it's like something you've never experienced in your life. It's, imagine 25 coaches jumping up and down in a stadium, music blaring, just incredible speakers. You get to meet all the women on our team that you've, possibly met online for months, years, and hug them and see them in real life, work out with super trainers. It's just something you really can't put into words until you feel it. And I think one of my favorite parts of Summit is the super workout, where they shut down the streets of whatever city we're in, and it's just like unreal. You've never seen it. Makes the news every year because it's that huge, with thousands and thousands of coaches lining the streets working out together in the middle of a city. And it's like the energy that you feel from that is like you could run through a wall. It's just incredible. So I put here, just if you don't know anything about what Summit is, it's business training with top coaches. So you will pick a track. I believe they're still going to do it the way they did, where it's like emerald level, diamond level coaches, star diamond, so that you're getting specific training that is needed for you where you're at. You're learning from the best of the best in the business. We always have speakers, guest speakers every year that are, I like to say Summit is worth it, even if you just go for the personal development, because the speakers that we have are always speakers that you'd probably pay $2,000 or $3,000 to go see on their own at an event. And I'm sorry, hold on a second, because I can't close this so I can see you all.
Rachel Wallace was our last one. There's like Brendan Bouchard. There's like been there, and people I never even knew the name of, that I walked out of there like, oh my God, who is this person? Like,
yeah. Kendra Hall, I absolutely loved her. She was phenomenal. But and the thing I think about the personal development speakers and just Summit in general is that it's not just things you can apply to coaching and to your coaching business. It's things that you learn that you can apply to every aspect of your life. It's like teaching you how to be more consistent, more disciplined, manage your time better, be more intentional about your daily life, your habits, your choices, the things you're moving towards. There really is nothing like it. And of course, you get to sign up to work out with super trainers. So depending on the trainers you love, you get to sign up and work out with them live, which is incredible. And then we have parties and celebrations at night, and we always try to do a team like cocktail hour. So I'm curious of who's on here. Is everybody registered for Summit?
Laura.
Hey. I see you.
Laura did tell me that she's trying to earn Success Starter, and that's her goal. And she got the first month, and now we're working on the
yeah.
How exciting. Yeah, that is a really amazing. That's how I got to my first Summit. I don't think I would have gone had I not. I didn't really realize it was that big of a deal until I was there, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine not coming to this. If you achieve Success Club 3 out of the first 6 months as a coach, you earn your Success Starters ticket, which is amazing. I also read today, and I did not know this until I read the FAQ, but new coach discount. So if you have a coach that has signed up in the last 180 days, their ticket is discounted for 145. And right now tickets are 175, and that will go up as time goes on. So if you're like, something in me is telling me I got to be there, I have to see what this hype is all about, and invest in your business, Summit is the place to be. So
it's literally like the best, like for any of your jobs, it's like we all have those CEU amazing courses to learn and be sponges, and we have like whatever it is profession we're in. This is that to help you advance. This is to help you see the potential. This is to help you come out of there just on a high, knowing that truly this is anything you want it to be, depending upon what you want to do and what you want to achieve. But Summit is like it. So if you're on the fence, just go to meet us and have fun and then make the decision from there. But I bet you'll walk out of there saying, oh my God. And I think what's so hard is that for all of the coaches that are new on our team over these past 2 years, like no one gets it. Like no one knows what it's like to be around our crew. And it's so, it makes me so sad, because I think it kind of encourages people to sit back and be quiet and like not like engage, like kind of in their own thing, when this is really like about us, like us coming together and knowing that like it really is some of our best possible friends are come from this opportunity, but no one knows that yet. So I think they maybe feel a little bit here and there, but they don't know it until they're there. So allow yourself that chance and go to be able to just see, maybe this is that thing that, you know, makes you kind of the light bulb go off and you realize this is that aha moment for you.
Yeah, I would say that as well. Cause when I went my first time, it was like, you don't know what to expect. It's a little nerve wracking. You're meeting a bunch of strangers. But when you start to hear the stories that coaches tell about like how their lives have changed with this business, and just even the Beachbody Challenge winners that get up there and like tell you they've dropped 160 pounds and they're like totally different people. It's just, there is nothing like the inspiration you come home with from Summit. And like Kelly said, you can't really see the potential of something until you see all that it is. And if you don't get to Summit, you don't truly understand the full potential of the opportunity. So if you're able and you really want to invest in your business, definitely get to Summit.
Yeah.
Okay. Kelly, you want to go over this part?
Sure. So once again, this all depends upon what you are wanting or what, you know, kind of lights your fire and what really doesn't. We know I'm kind of a recognition whore. I'll say that till I'm blue in the face. I love it. I know it. I'm kind of realizing I can kind of step back a little bit from that and not get so hyper focused, but I love being acknowledged. And I know for a lot of us, we love that pat on the back. We love to know and be acknowledged to know you've done a job well done. And for me, it used to be until the past 2 years, I would like to see growth in my business. And one of the ways I could do that is by every year when I went to Summit, seeing that my rank had advanced. And I would get the new, you know, little ribbon to put on. It will do like whatever it is. Like I like the medals, like I have them hanging up in my office. Like I love it. So there are certain things that you have to be able to do in certain specific dates in order for you to be recognized at Summit. And you'll get it when you go, like for the first timers, because there are people walking around with these like lanyards that are like down to the ground. And you're like, I want all that. I want these shiny things and what's going on. And so some of the basic things to know is I'll start with when it comes to Emerald and Rubies. So if you have not hit Emerald and you've not hit Ruby, then since last Summit, so obviously last July until upcoming Summit, and I think it has to be, what did it have on here? There was a date for that one. I think it was around June something. It wasn't just, it had to be a cutoff. That's the only thing I'm not sure on here, but you would get acknowledged as a new Emerald or Ruby as long as you hit it by that time. And I want to say it's like beginning
I
of
think it's the same, Kelly. It looked like it was all the same dates between June
June
of last year to 6/2 of this year.
2 of this year. Okay.
And
Oh,
if
sorry,
it's,
6/2 of this year.
I was gonna say, if it's Emerald and Ruby, there's no qualifications. So as long as they hit it by that date is, do you
Well,
get
they
what
have
I'm
to know
saying?
at a certain point. I think it's around there because they have to obviously have it to know like how many people. So maybe it is you have to hit those by 6/2.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, just mentally go into it saying you need to hit it by 6/2. And as long as you hit it, then you'll be acknowledged as a new Ruby and a new Emerald. Your name will be on this huge thing. I have so many pictures of my coaches that I see them looking up and they get so excited. Like it's such a huge moment to see your name and see that you achieved this thing. Same thing for diamonds. So if you're trying to push to have be a new diamond or above, you have to make sure for a new diamond that you hit it between that same time frame now, well, June 4th or whatever, until June 2nd. So if you're on that edge of hitting a diamond and you want to make it a goal to lock that in by June 2nd so that you can be acknowledged. And the difference is on diamonds, they will put it up on the big screen, like all these things too. So it's very exciting. Once again, the higher you go, the more things you get to see your name on. If you've been on that line of being either a Success Club All-Star, meaning you've hit Success Club 5 or above every month in a row, then if you hit that, then you would become an all-star and you get acknowledged for that. And all-stars also get a spot on the floor for a certain event. You get a chair and things like that to kind of be down there where the action is. And if you're an all-star legend, meaning you hit Success Club for 24 months in a row and a new one, then you get to typically like walk the stage. They, recognize you, you have banners, so on and so forth. Premier and Elite, I don't think for any of us at this moment in time, because we would have had to hit it by the end of last year to be able to be recognized this year. But for following year, if you hit Premier or Elite this year, will be recognized for it at next year's summit. So once again, it's really exciting to kind of just see your name, see what you've done, see the progression from one year to the next year. And if you're on that line of pushing for something, like make this the time frame to push so that you can have that recognition, because why not? It gives you a date to be able to aim for, shoot high, and we can all be out there as a team, like cheering you on as people's names are shared or announced or so on and so forth. But that's dates to write down. So I think I saw Melissa and Robin, you guys were saying certain dates, right? For diamond.
And I would say for something like diamond, give yourself an extra couple week chunks of time, because sometimes someone goes inactive or something changes and you always need a little bit of like wiggle room.
So maybe shoot like
Trust
beginning
me,
of May.
it's not fun if you think you're going to go into qualification and then you drop out of it. So you want a little extra time. I think it's funny, Kelly, when you're like, I just like love recognition. I've had so much recognition with what our team has achieved. And I think I literally can think back to this moment. I think it was the second year that our team hit Elite and we had to stand on the stage, just like in this picture here. And it was just so much pride in the fact that I was thinking of like how many hundreds of people that our team has impacted by one person starting to say like, I'm going to share my journey and see if anybody else needs help like I do. Right. Like to think you take the pride in the fact that like, not just like everybody in the company gets to recognize you for something you do, but like who you are as a person, like you are someone that invests your time and energy into making an impact in people's lives. And like, I remember just like looking out at like all the thousands of people and thinking like, I didn't do anything special to be here. I didn't do anything special to walk on that stage. I was just so insanely consistent with sharing my journey, with being committed to my journey, with being in love with Beachbody, like bringing other women in, helping them reach their goals, bringing coaches into the opportunity. And I guess I just want to stress the fact that when you have goals like this that you want to achieve in this business, and I say this too, because I not too long ago put a poll in the team that said like, what are you motivated by? And I noticed that I would say a majority of the team said that they're motivated by helping people. They're motivated by changing people's lives, by making an impact. And income is nice and travel is nice and all of those things are nice. But at the end of the day, a lot of you are here because you really enjoy helping other people. And I think that sometimes there can be a disconnect between the two. It's like, okay, well, I'm just here to help a couple people. And it's like good enough if I, help one or two there. And a couple years ago, I heard someone say it this way, and I had never heard this before, but it really stuck out to me was like, if the true goal is to make an impact, like, and you align that with the business goal, right? You're like, okay, if I want to push for diamond, that means that I'm going to find and help 12 people like get in a routine, embrace fitness, find nutrition that serves them, like see a transformation of many or some sorts, right? And you connect that intention of helping and serving people with that goal. That's really where the magic happens. Because if it's just like, if the push for the goal is just, I want to be a diamond, my question to you would be is why? Why do you want to be a diamond? Like, why do you want it that bad? Because when you have goals in this business, you need to know why you're pushing for them, why they matter to you. Like, why are you showing up, doing the work, sending the invites, taking the time? And that's really when those things, I feel like it's almost like it feels lucky because it starts to come easier to you, but it's that you're just bringing a different energy to that goal, if you will. And then the recognition feels that much more incredible because you know why you did it and what it meant to you when you earn it and you achieve it and you get to be celebrated for it and walk across the stage, whatever it is. But just like keep that in mind, that as you think about these business goals, we talk about like, what would that mean for you? What would it mean for you in terms of making an impact on people? And what would it mean in terms of, what you're growing this business for your family? Okay. Summit parties. Just want to throw this out there since we're talking about Summit. And I will tell you, if you earn a Summit party, Kelly Riley will be there popping a bottle of champagne because that's just how Kelly rolls at every coaching event we have.
I have to say, this year it's dependent upon also your team. So it's not as easy. So
yeah,
everyone needs to be pushing for this one.
Yeah. So the Team Up, Dream Up, Ribbon, and Turn Up the Volume. That's a really long name for a party, huh? It could have been just like Team Up, Dream Up. Tier 1, you have to be a lifetime Ruby rank or lower, which if you don't understand what Ruby is, it's essentially the step before Diamond. It's super rare because it means you build your emeralds before you have all the people on your left and right legs. Hit Success Club 10. What's that?
Dana, is there a difference between lifetime Ruby and just regular Ruby?
So all that lifetime means, when you see lifetime, like I'm a lifetime 6-star in my first business center. That means that at one point in time, that business center was a 6-star diamond. Lifetime just means that it may not be accurate right now, right? But once you have become that rank and you've held that rank through qualification, which diamond you do as well, then you become a lifetime. So even if you drop back to emerald, you're still considered a lifetime diamond, right? Like that's the highest rank that you got to, you achieved, you held it. So that just means that you have to be lifetime, as in they're basically saying before March 31st, you don't have to be at on that date.
You don't be anything. So it's just Coach Ruby or Emerald. Those are the people, that population would need to reach these next things. So
qualify for SC10 April and May. Purchase your Summit ticket no later than May. So it's pretty easy, right? Maybe. Be lifetime. This is a second tier. That's a separate bracket. Is be lifetime diamond rank or higher. Qualify for Success Club 5 during months April and May. Have 3 PS coaches earn 1 SC point, which, like Kelly said, this would be the hardest category because if you have no active working coaches, that would mean, and I'll give you a super simple example of like in my brain, how I would go about doing this is you have 3 personally sponsored coaches. I think we'd need to double check, Kelly, if it's like elite where they have to be from this year or last year, or it can be any PS coach, because that also does make a difference. But I would say it's as simple as like, say, helping one of your coaches, order an HD Shakeology order for a spouse or something like that. Like there's a lot of ways to do that without having to think of doing it via helping new coaches sell challenge packs. Does that make sense?
Well, I think for most of our team, most of our team would be often that Ruby at tier 1, right? So only people that have hit diamond before have to think about their team underneath, because they have more people underneath them. So there's more personally sponsored coaches. So that would be like me needing to hit SE5 in April and May, but also needing 3 of my personally sponsored coaches in April and May to at least help one person. So, that's kind of like for those that are diamond and above, that's their kind of thing. But basically for everyone else and newer coaches, if you haven't hit diamond, you're basically fall into the other category, which is tier 1. So that is Ruby, Emerald, or coach. And so if you're that, which is most of our team, then at that point, you're just looking for 5 people in April and 5 people in May. But once again, one of those people could have been your mom that got started with an HD Shakeology order. It could be your cousin that got protocol Shakeology back in. Like, think about the other things. So it doesn't have to be all just like new people you're connecting with. And for those that have been around for a little while, it could be another like previous customer that is now re-signing up because their bod renewal is out. So if their bod renewal, go to those people first and look to see, are there bod renewals coming up in April or May or even June? Because for the June peeps, I would be talking to them in May to try to get them up and running. So, connect with your coach and stuff like that, because you can always come up with different ideas. But think of those 5 people. I mean, and it's, you guys, I will say, it's super bummer. Like I always say, like, it's such a bummer when you don't go to the parties, because you see like everyone going and you're like, I was like, this kind of stinks. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is, but it's push for it. Because trust me, when you go, you want to be a part of like everything that takes place there, because it's just so much fun.
Okay. And we just have to double check, Kelly, for us or anyone that's planning to hit diamond. Well, they can't now because the end of March is over, right? Yeah. So you're right. It is just us. Okay. So we still need to check if 3 PS coaches has to be from this year and last year or prior to that. And then the last one is the Diamond Leadership Party. These are also really fun, exclusive. It's usually after the first party, so you could attend both if you were in both. You have to be one of the top 250 point earners, Success Club point earners in April and May combined, and a diamond rank or higher. Okay, I'm going to try to speed through because I think we're taking longer than we expected, because we like to talk.
I think we should kick off this one to Ray to share her you girlfriend, to share.
You on now? I didn't. Oh, hey Ray, I didn't even see you. I can only see 5 people at a time.
I'm trying to blow this up. See what I'm talking about here, people.
Let's go.
Success Club trips and why, like, what it meant to you, what you thought of it, why people should push for it. Just give your Rayness on the whole trip.
Oh, well, I will say this. Last year, I was like, all right, here's what's up. I've been hanging out here, helping people for a while, enjoying the hell out of that aspect. But, I'd like to maybe do a little something. I'm not into the recognition as much as Kelly. I don't really feel that FOMO so much when it comes to that. But when y'all blowing up my feed up somewhere tropical, okay, that's when the FOMO be coming through. So that's what I made my goal for last year. I was like, I need this tropical in my life. My husband's always saying he wants to go on all-inclusive something. It's not really my jam to do that kind of vacation. So like, this is the way I could do it for him. Everybody's winning in this situation. I'm helping people. I'm getting to somewhere tropical and bringing my husband somewhere he wants to go. I mean, that's called winning. And so I just got to it and helped a bunch of people last year and got to go. And then on top of it, I get there and I get to hang out with Kelly, get to know her better and be inspired by her. Cause do y'all see her rocking her business? Cause she's rocking her business. She'd be taking care of people and it's awesome. And I got to meet Jericho and Elise and chat with them, with a broken back and all. I mean, I was limping around. It wasn't easy, but it was a great time, fun in the sun. That was the FOMO. And I was like, okay, this FOMO, I understand. And I'm glad I'm here. And it even has got me a little rallied up. I'm like, okay, I've been a little quiet this year with the sharing. And I'm like, April, I gotta be sharing again because it felt good to be there. And now my husband's even like, so we gotta do another one of those strips. And I'm like, I mean, maybe we need to do that. So that's that. There's the ripple effect right there. And guess what? Here, one ultimate ripple effect, it got home and you know what he started doing? He started working out again, which he had stopped a little bit when I hurt my back. So it's like, it's all the things. He worked out 4 times while he was there. And then he came home and like wanted to keep it going. So it's just like, that's why I'm still here, people. It's a beautiful ripple effect and all the angles.
Yes, to that. You guys, the trips in general, like I said, I can't talk about this enough. And I think probably the reason why I love it so much is for me and my family, travel is really huge. Like I've always really been big on, maybe some of it is that my daughter's going into high school next year. And like I'm like counting the summers that I know I have left, which sounds so sad and it breaks my heart every time, but it's like the reality that we have. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is crazy. And I want to do everything. And part of that is I want them to see like all parts of the world. And I want to be able to be there with them to do that. And I want to be able to have them try all these crazy new experiences outside the bubble of their town. I want them to just see everything, but I want to be there and see it with them and see it through their eyes. And it's super important for me to do this. And I am, on my phone a decent amount, with doing this business or on calls or so on and so forth. And I think for them, they finally get to see like, this is why I do this. Like, this is part of the reason. So they see my husband do this all the time, but there's no like crazy fun stuff for them to be doing. But they know mom is going to each year be able to give them this opportunity, whether it's a cruise, whether it's Mexico, whether it's Dominican, whether it's wherever. And they love it. Like they love it. My husband finally gets a break. Like he works 24/7 and I get to give him a break, which is really exciting. Like it's really exciting to be able to do that and have this time. And when I tell you they like treat you like wine and dine, yeah, give them a phone party. That's when it turned a corner. Mexico phone party. My husband went a little crazy. But they like treat you like kings and queens. Like you do nothing. You just drink and eat and party, have fun. Spa time. We did spa time. Like my husband was in there for 2 hours. He had clay and mud covering him for like 2 hours. Like he was taking cold baths and showers and Bray was like, I want in on that. And it just a blast. Like the people are just so amazing. And once again, like, I don't know, most of our jobs, we don't get that. And not to say you have to get something from what you're doing, because most of our jobs are very rewarding in what we do, but it's a pretty damn nice perk for something that you enjoy doing and as like a good pat on the back. And it's exciting. But once again, it's so much more exciting with our team because it's so much fun to be with all of our families and have, it's the first time Ray got to meet my husband and kids. And I got to meet Len and the kids all like were so stinking cute together. And it was so sweet. And we wouldn't have had that opportunity otherwise.
Oh my gosh, I have such FOMO just hearing you talk about it. We opted not to go this year, although we were able, but I just want to take a moment to celebrate both of you for earning this trip and going, and especially Ray being her first time. And I just have to say, Ray, her running joke since she started this business is that she's a turtle, that she takes it her own pace, that she never wanted to post on socials, that like she didn't have business goals. She really only for like 2 years only ever bought 3-day refreshes. So it's just awesome to see how far she has come and how much she's really like taken full advantage of this opportunity and what it's given her family. Um, and I hope that you all feel like inspired hearing that from her and know that it's totally possible for you too. Like she said, like I was just like, I had FOMO. I am gonna be there next year. I'm gonna show up and do the work to be there. So
And you guys, I do want to add this. People hear Success Club trip and they think that you have to hit Success Club every single month to earn it. You do not. You do not. Hear that like loud and clear. My first year that I was invited, I was on a wait list like forever because I was newer and I was not a Success Club point earner. I was never on the boards. Like I stunk. I'd pop in with like the 2 points here and there. Like I didn't do much. And I still somehow got it. And I would love to go back and look, and I should do that just so you can see. I should go look back and see how many points I actually earned that year because it wasn't very much. You do need to hit Success Club at times. You need to help people, and try to get your name in there, even if it's Success Club 2 or you get a Success Club 4 month, or it's just, you can't be, they aren't going to invite you if you've hit no Success Club points. But it is 100% doable if you were to hit, Success Club 5 this month, next month, Success Club 2, maybe the next month at Success Club 4, Success Club 2, maybe there's a month of Success Club 0. I'm sure Ray could tell you she earned it. And I'm sure that time over the year, there were months that she didn't hit a ton of points, or maybe she missed multiple months of any points, but then she came back with a big month, or there's so many different ways to do this. But I do think like, you just need to know that it just starts with helping one person each month and then keep going with that. Because the more you get, the more money you earn towards the trip. So you pay less. And my goal is to never pay anything.
yeah.
So I just help a lot of people and kind of keep going with that. But the more that you can just get into the mindset of, I want to at least get some Success Club points. Maybe I'm not always hitting it, but at least something. There is a good chance you're still going to get the invite. So plenty of time right now. If you make April for the rest of the year, there's 100% chance that you could be able to get this invite in January when they do the invitations. But you gotta kind of make that priority for yourself if it's something that you want to be able to do.
Yeah. And my thought on that is I always aim to hit six, like you said, Kelly, you just aim to help people every month, hit Success Club every month, and then you never pay for a thing, because how that trip dollars works, the more SC points you accrue within a quarter, that turns into trip dollars. So if you accrue enough SC points within that quarter, you don't owe any of the quarterly payment, which is like $350. Right. So if you really want this to be a free trip, definitely make sure you are helping people consistently. And the cool thing is, once you are registered for it, you get email updates that tell you how many points you have, how many trip dollars it accrued. So you can kind of keep track. And I think it's incredible if you get to earn these just by helping people. So dun, 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 new leadership conference. So I put this one on here because I think even if this is not something you plan to push for this year, I really, really cannot stress enough. If you do have a desire to build something with this business, whether that be like a solid part-time income, or you eventually would like to grow to, work your full-time job less, pay off debt, whatever it is, like if you have goals that are bigger for your business, and your growth long-term, New Leadership is definitely the place to go. New Leadership really, it's a smaller event. So it's maybe like 400 coaches that earn it. And it is like for emerging leaders. So all of the training is based on like how to plan your months, how to run your team. It's more hands-on of like how to treat this business like a business, which is just such a game changer, because you come home feeling like you have a set plan of like, this is exactly what I need to do to grow to the next level in this business. And it really helps you build your confidence as a leader to then begin to teach and mentor other coaches to duplicate what you are doing in the business. So, and you also get to meet other up and coming leaders that are at the same place as you, that, like I said, you can kind of link up. You can share things you're doing. You can share social media tips. You can share what works for you with inviting. There is nothing like being surrounded, just like Summit. There's nothing like being surrounded by other people who are motivated, who are go-getters, who are pushing for things for their families to make an impact, to grow their income. Then getting to events like New Leadership. And I don't think I actually put the qualifications on here, but it is to be a 1-star and earn 10 elite points. So if that is something you are thinking about, then that needs to be, I'm going to challenge you. It's probably good I didn't put them on here because it's going to challenge you to go find the FAQ, go type it in the Coach Online office and figure out when you need to achieve that rank and those points by, and just get an action plan. Like 1-star is not crazy. It might seem crazy if you are an Emerald right now and you're maybe hitting SC2, SC4, but I just want to like simplify this in terms of like Diamond is a total of 12 people, right? Means 4 on each leg and an Emerald on each leg. It's a total of 12. And then getting to 1-star, it could be that you are, you want to help get your spouse on board and you're building that business center, or you have one rock star challenger who like crushes gut protocol, or they crushed a program, they've lost some weight, they're really excited. Maybe they're already posting on social media. And there's someone that you can invite to the business, right? And then you can teach them to do what you've already done. All I'm trying to get across is that it is absolutely possible for you if you start now and you have a game plan of what you're working towards to get there. And this one's at Caesar Palace in Vegas. Who doesn't want to go to Vegas for a conference? So I'm just curious, show of hands of you guys that are on here. Does anybody have New Leadership like on their radar for potentially being a goal in the future? Hey girl, hey. Yeah, Katie, you gotta go. Ray, I'm looking at all of you, really. Wouldn't it be incredible if you guys all decide that you want to push and go to New Leadership together?
Oh my God. You guys would have so much fun. So much fun. I knew no one, anyone. I like literally put in like a thread saying, does anyone want to be my friend? Because I was like, I know no one. And I flew to LA. And it was so funny because some girl was like, I'm scared to fly by myself. I'll be your friend. And we met at the Boston airport. And then we went together because she was super nervous to fly. And then she's like, can I be your roommate? Because I went a day before to just be out there a little longer.
That's Phil Dyson, right?
Well, that was Brooke Reed. And then she goes, I have 2 people that want to stay with us. Do you mind? And I'm like, are they weirdos? And then she was like, no, trust me, you're going to want to know this one. And it was Ashley Fell Dyson. It was our roommate. And she was like, what, top 20? She, and she was awesome. And she literally was like, and guess what? We're up in the morning and we're going downstairs and we're working out, we're power hour. And like, I was like, oh my God, she like really means business. But like to that point, I didn't think I wasn't working the business to like, I think Brian was my diamond, guys. Yeah. So like I got my husband,
you got yourself there,
diamond to help me to get there, So once again, it was in my hands, just depending upon what I was going to do. It was so much fun, like mini summit, but like you walked out of there, like learning, like hanging out with, everyone. Like it was an awesome, awesome trip. So if you guys could go together, oh my God, you guys would have so much fun. Cause like I said, I was like a baby by myself.
And I do just want to throw this out there that the first time I pushed for New Leadership, I missed the deadline by 2 weeks and it like crushed my soul. And then the next year I earned that and earned leadership in the same year. So like if you just in general in this business, if you set a goal and you fall short or you miss it or you don't hit it by the deadline, like it doesn't mean it was a waste or it's never going to happen for you. It just means that you need to like plan a little bit more accordingly and push a little harder before deadlines and make sure it happens the next time, right? It does not by any means mean don't go. It's not possible for you. So
don't give up.
Yeah. Just be here like us 18 years from now when you're old and gray and putting your teeth in a jar in the sink.
Don't laugh about gray. I got that coming on.
Okay, team retreats. This is the last thing. I would actually love to hear Katie or Robin or Savannah. I mean, not. Oh my God, where is Savannah? Melissa. I would love if all of you or any of you would like to chime in on this because I know you came and it was amazing. But we try to host a team retreat. We try to do it every single year. This last year, it was the first time because we weren't able to prior than that. But every year we pick a different location. This last time we did it in Orlando. We've done them at the beach before. But really started hosting these just to really recognize and celebrate the go-getters, the coaches that are showing up. They're posting on social media, they're getting on team calls, they're engaging in the business, they're working the Hit Success Club. And they're just pushing for some kind of growth in their business. And we think it's important to invest our time and energy in planning these retreats where we can all get to know each other more personally, one-on-one, and just have coaches that come speak on topics that we know are really going to help you in your businesses. Team bonding, we do fun gifts. I saw somebody drinking out of their glass. We made a retreat earlier. And it's just, I love retreats because it's like just us. It's a handful of us. We're literally like a tight knit sisterhood. And it's so fun because it's like a combination of like a girls weekend with like business planning, learning, and you have plenty of time, like I said on here, to develop friendships that last lifetime, not just for coaching and for your business, but literally for your life. So anybody want to chime in?
I can chime in real quick before I have to go to bed because I'm up at 4 a.m.
That's your bedtime.
It's way past my bedtime. But so I've been to, I think, 3 retreats now.
Yep.
And I love the retreats because they are a little bit more intimate, where we can really get to know each other as our team. And as different as we all are, I don't feel like there has ever been one single person that didn't belong. And every single one of these events, be it either a team retreat, Super Saturday, summit, all of them, the biggest thing for me, it really has been this community. Whether we start it because we need workouts, we start it because we want the shake, we start it because we want to lose weight, whatever it is, I think what really draws people into not only our team and these events, but to all of this really is the community. And that's what keeps, I think, Dana, Kelly, Ray, all of us to have that stay power and be here like 6 years in the making. I don't know, Kelly, are you 6, 7 years? Dana, you 7, 8 years? Like, this is really what keeps people coming back and staying within this team is the intimacy of these smaller events. And not only do I love the retreats because I love free swag and cups and t-shirts and jammies and friends, but some of these events too, and not just the team retreats, but you can use it as a business building activity, especially the team retreats where we do a lot of business building together, and it's time away from your normal day to day where you can sit down and do 15 reels and not have somebody bugging you wondering if it's time to go to bed yet, or like you can have focused work time where everybody else is doing the same work that you're doing. And it's motivating to see that there's other people that are doing the same thing, having the same struggles, working through the same things. And this is how I do it. This is how this person does it. Oh, I didn't even think to do it that way. Like, let's do it this way. And we also get to hang out and relax and drink Prosecco and hang out in a pool and build these friendships that keep us coming back 6 years, 7 years, 8 years. And also these other events, like you can bring people to that aren't necessarily even into the team yet. Like, use these super Saturdays. And even, I mean, we've had quite a few people that have come to Summit that have not even been working coaches, that just go for the experience to be within the community, do the workout in the street, and become lifers. So use it for that. If anything, if you're hesitating buying a ticket, I know I sat watching Nashville and I kick myself still 6 years later, wishing that I would have gotten on that plane. Kelly was texting me saying, come, come, come. And I'm like looking at plane tickets on Thursday night, being like, I really could probably go. And I probably should went, but I didn't. But each individual experience is amazing in and of its own. And that's what this whole thing is about for me, is community. And you don't get that true feeling. I mean, you can get a little bit of it on Zoom, but you don't get that unless you can actually hug each other. And I think we do a really good job with that. And Kelly's really fun to party with. I mean, that's really
Kelly
why.
likes to party. Melissa
we'll
or
keep
Robin, do you want to chime in?
So this retreat was the first time that I was meeting everyone in person, besides Kelly, who I saw maybe 20 years ago in high school. And like Katie was saying too, like what brought me to the coaching part was the community. And I think I had been a challenger for maybe like a year and a half before I decided to coach. And I remember seeing like Laura's stories or Kelly's stories, and I'm like totally fall for FOMO. So that's the main reason that I was drawn in, because it looked like so much fun. But yeah, just meeting in person, and I still can't get over, like, I felt like I really knew everyone already. So it was a lot of fun. I'm really excited for my first summit, and hopefully everyone else will be there.
And your first SC trip, right?
Yeah, I actually got invited to Dominican, but chose Summit this year over that because I could only do one or the other.
One. Yeah, I get that. That's why we
Mhm.
didn't go this year.
You're signed up for next year.
Whoop,
I am
whoop.
registered for next year. Yep. Without the kids this time.
Robin, do you want to chime in?
That was my first meeting as well. It was nice to finally physically see somebody in person that I see on Instagram and talking to them on Zoom calls. So physically hugging somebody was very nice. I had only met Dana in person before, and Melissa and I started at the same time. So her and I were pushing buddies, and finally hugging her and seeing her in person was really awesome. So I also liked, and I think Katie did a really good job. It's kind of like hard to follow up behind her, but like getting pictures with other
Yeah.
people in our team, like that's something that it's like, okay, you're working with all these girls, but you know, you don't have pictures. So having that is, and being a face in some of the pictures was really cool. So I honestly really like that. And just bonding and hanging out. Like I came back to work and everybody was like, oh my God, what were you doing? That was so awesome. I'm like, yeah, you were jealous, weren't you?
Yeah.
So, but it was a good time.
You're
Next
like,
time,
you want
bring
to
me
have
on
a
your
side
mom's trip.
hustle?
Yeah, that's what I said to them. It was a good time. It was a really good time. And I'm looking forward to Summit. It would be my first one as well too.
Yay.
So, and I'm pushing for our trip next year. So
Yay.
the SC trip. So I'm excited about that.
Dana, can we get a picture of all of us? And because that's the last slide,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Before I know everyone's starting to fade.
I was just thinking while everybody was saying like first time I met so and so, and Robin and I had met like years back. I think Ray's first summit was the first time we'd seen each other in like, I don't even know, 15 years or something, because we were we were swim teammates. I think it's so cool how not just the coaching opportunity, but like bringing people into the coaching opportunity and then to events, you get to like reconnect with people that you probably never would have connected with otherwise, and meet people that you never would have connected with otherwise. And then you just meet them and it's like, you don't know how you ever lived without them.
I also want to say I'm really excited that Katie Kate's coming to Summit because she doesn't ever leave her kids. Like she's never been away from them.
Yay.
And she's my only working coach. So I'm excited for her to actually like meet some of the team members.
Yay.
Not around anymore, but I'm really excited.
That's super exciting. That's awesome.
Yay. It'll be fun, ladies. All right. We're all, well, I was going to say we're all signed up. Laura, right?
Listen,
We're waiting
listen,
on you.
listen, listen.